What's up, guys? Welcome to the next video on Lil Stu. We are flushing the fuel lines out. As you saw, we got some good fuel, i.e. some healthy colors out of here. As you guys saw, some junk. Basically, all I did is I keep like a spare $10 low pressure fuel pump here. Okay, when you have a lot of cars, it's easy to pump fuel out of gas tanks, right? So cars that are in the bar or in the parts yard or down wherever, you pump the fuel out, they don't rust. Huge win. So I grabbed my trash pump, is what it's called, and I hooked it up down here, right here, just to an extra gas can with a little bit of fuel in it. This thing is mint under here. You didn't know that? Hooked it into the return and the feed line, and then I had to remove the I put it somewhere. It's in the car. There's a one-way check valve in the return line. So I wanted to pump the return line backwards just because it's easier. I had the ends off back there, but ended up having to pull the check valve off. Anyways, pumped fuel through both the feed and the return. The feed looked pretty clean, which is awesome. The return had some crap in it. Not a huge deal because it's going back to the tank, but that could get sucked back up. Now, there is going to be a fuel filter before the fuel pump on this setup so the fuel pump doesn't get any trash in it, which will be a huge win. So we'll just have to get that installed. Otherwise, right now, as far as fueling goes, we are ready to go ahead and remove the rat's nest. We're going to remove all the crap in here we don't need. I'm also, go check out the other video, but I'm also going to be wiring this car up really quick today for electronic ignition, which is the 84 to 85 style distributor. So look forward to that video because that's going to come out either before or right after this one. I don't know, one or the other. But that's what we're going to do to get rid of the point style ignition and basically hook that side up with the new style, easy to use ignition setup. So I'm going to get started on doing that. And then when we come back for this segment, we're going to be working on getting the carburetor stuck on here. I'm not going to be blocking everything off entirely right away, but I do kind of need to pull the exhaust off and see if there's any junk in it. That surge could be something clogged up in the exhaust. So we're gonna, I don't have a header yet for this car. They're kind of hard to find. But we are gonna kind of pull the thermal reactor off, and yes, we are gonna put it back on. Unfortunately, just this heavy giant stock exhaust is not entirely what we're wanting on this car. So I'm gonna get a bunch of stuff yanked out. Let's get back to it. What is up, guys? We are back after some hard, long-fought days working on the blue RX-7, and let me tell you what, we have made some serious progress. Okay, so you can see down in there, maybe it's wet. We've got fuel lines hooked up. We've got fuel pressure to this. It was dripping just a little bit, but we'll see if it fires up. Accelerator pump squirting. I hooked up the throttle cable. And I actually have the fuel pump on just the ground wasn't grounding. So, oh yeah, but this beeper is probably the most annoying thing on an RX-7. Okay, anyways, the ground wasn't hooked up. Or I guess it was hooked up, but it wasn't grounding, okay? So I had power to the fuel pump, but I didn't have ground at the fuel pump, okay? After I chased, you saw the zeros. So I sorted out, I made a little jumper harness for power, and then I've got the ground wire just here so I can ground it once the key turns on. But if you turn the key off, it still shuts the fuel pump off. We do have ignition. I don't exactly know where the timing's at. This is kind of one of those things where there's a whole lot of variables up in here now. Looks like we should be on the advanced side of good. We've got plugs in it. We've got the jumper cables hooked up to the Jeep, so it's charging the battery. And right now, since this thing cranks over, we're gonna crank it and we're gonna see if it starts, I guess. So I'm kind of gonna need a lot of hands for this. So I'm just gonna put you guys, I don't know, where do you guys want to be? Where do you guys like to be? You guys should comment that below. I'll put you guys up here and you can just watch from the top. We'll see what happens here. So first start, Lil Stu, this could be good. This is like 1992 or something was the last time this thing ran. Alright, let me just... Yeah! Woo! Holy cow, guys! It started! Look at the smoke! Oh man, I smoked it out. Listen to that! That thing fired right up. Alright, so a few caveats. I did check the oil and add oil. It has oil in it. I don't know how much coolant's in it. But, guys, it just started. Did we blow any mice nests out of it yet? Not that I can tell. Alright, let's try again. Get stoked, guys. Get stoked. It started. Kinda. That's the YouTube start right there. I couldn't really tell. What do you guys think? More timing, less timing? We'll leave it alone. Okay, I don't necessarily think that this engine is the happiest, but we're going to throw a little more timing at it and see if that fixes it. Holy cow, guys, it's actually running. I got showered with a bunch of crap when that fan blew up. Woo! It's a win. We've smoked out my property. Holy cow, guys. Stupid. Come on, beeper. It ran! Yes! So stoked! Look at the smoke. Look at the smoke. No mouse nests though. Man, that's normally the fun part about starting a car that's been sitting for a long time. Holy cow! Alright, let's see. Well, it's dripping fuel out of it pretty good now. I think this carburetor got rebuilt a while back. It's puking fuel out of the vent. The funniest thing, guys, is I'll show it to you right now. Okay, so I'm sitting in here, this thing fires up, and I was like, yeah! And then a whole bunch of coolant came flying out of the heater core lines because the heater core is not in it. And I was like, you guys were up on top of the car or wherever, and I'm like, oh my gosh. We're not turning it off. We're still going to send it. And then it like kind of settled in. Guys, it runs. And it like kind of idled. And I just said like a whole bunch of times. Oh, the stoke is real. Alright guys, so what did we do in this video to accomplish running? If you didn't check out the previous videos, we installed electronic ignition on this car. I went ahead and went to the 84 to 85 model distributor. Go ahead and check that out. Sounds like the timing's pretty close, so I'll probably get the timing light on it here in a little bit and go from there. I need to do clutch hydraulics, need to do brakes and stuff as well. I don't know why I said that. We're talking about this video. Additionally, in this video, what we did is I went ahead and we got the fuel tank from my 1980, which I knew was rust-free, good to go. We put that fuel tank in this car. We put a new fuel pump in this car. It's got 2 fuel filters now, one at the pump, one up here, just to catch any crap that was left in the lines. We had already flushed out the lines, which I showed you guys already in the video. And we slapped on this rebuilt Nicky. So get stoked. It definitely idling high, so we have a vacuum leak. I had poured a ton of oil in this thing over the course of owning it just to keep the inside of the engine like not rusty, or at least if it already was, it wouldn't get any worse. So sounds like it's starting right up though, which I'm stoked for. We could probably try to start it here in a second again just to see if it starts. And once it cleared all that flood out there, which is probably why it wasn't running, guys, this thing, it sounded good. No major exhaust leaks either. Stoked. Okay, guys. I'm going to leave you guys off with that. Thank you guys very much for watching. Comment below any questions that you guys have, anything I can do to help show you guys some stuff on these videos. Now that this thing runs, once we get the clutch hydraulics in it and get it a little more, you know, better than just kind of running right now. The YouTube start. We'll get this thing in the shop and we'll get the interior all put back in it. And we're going to actually paint this car. So get stoked for that. Thank you guys so much for watching though. You guys make all these videos happen a lot faster. Love hearing you guys' comments. Love that you guys are stoked on the project, because that gets me stoked on the project. So thanks so much for watching. Keep it rad. Hey, guard dog. Buddy, come here. Come here. I don't know if you guys can see the level of smoke. We're just going to forget about the dog. But look. Oh, y'all can't see it. Come on, dang it. Literally, you can kind of see, if you know my property, maybe not, that I live on this huge hill. All the smoke is going down the valley. Peace, guys.